Hey, what's up guys, Drug Free Dave here. So I wanted to do another lighting video that was a little easier to understand than the last one, but I want to add two lights coming in like this from the side and probably more towards the back. I'll probably put a little light sort of coming in like this, and then I think I'm going to have a light coming down on the backdrop. So this is the scene right here. Okay, so first I'm going to change out of Metcap into PBR, which is the normal color. So your scene might look something like this. Again, I'm using the environments. You can use whatever environment you like. They all change the light a little bit. I'm going to use one that I made myself, but I'm going to turn that off because when I'm doing lighting, the first thing that I want to do is turn off the environment. And it should be completely black once you turn it off. I'm just going to color these first. Okay, so now that they're colored white, I'm going to go ahead and turn my environment off. So now everything is completely black. And the first thing I'm going to do is add a directional light. So you can see all the options for the lights here. I'll just make it white. So that's the first directional light. For directional lights, it's almost like the sun. You can move this around wherever. The only thing that affects it is how you swing it around. So I'll put it over here. So maybe we'll do something like that. So we'll do something like this first. Okay, so that's one directional light. And we can add, we'll add another directional light. I'll make it white as well. So I'll slide this one over. Although it doesn't matter where I put it, I like to just kind of separate them so I know where everything is. And this one I might lighten up the opposite side. So see how this one is sort of coming in. So this light is sort of coming in on this side. This one's coming in on this side. So although the lights are here, which doesn't really matter where I have them, but I'll put them where they're hitting. So that's a better representation of like where the light is actually hitting the pieces. This arrow is hitting there. This arrow is hitting here. So they're both coming in from the side. So this gives us light here, kind of dark, some nice shadows. This has some nice shadows here. So I think that's looking pretty good so far. And let's add another light to the backdrop. So I'll add another light, and we'll make this one a spotlight. I'll make it white. So this third light is a spotlight. I'm going to tap it. I'm going to bring it up high. I'll aim it down. Make sure it's in the middle. So I'm going to change my settings to make it soft. To make it really soft. I can lower the intensity. And I can probably open up the cone angle, which will make it a lot lighter. So something like this. So we go back to our view, and you see we have that nice sort of fade. It's almost like a natural sort of vignette from that light. So next, let's try to get, let's use another spotlight. So I'll add another light, I'll make it white. We'll go to spot. So now for this light, So right now it's in front and way too bright. I'll turn the intensity down, make it softer. Now as you can see, the spotlight, it really makes a difference where you put it. So you can just sort of audition it in different areas that you might want it. But I think it might be cool to put it behind and facing the back. Let's see what we can get here. Go back to my view. So what I'm trying to do here is maybe get a nice pop of light. On the shapes. For example, let me make it a little light brighter. If I make the intensity brighter, see how it has shadow, sort of like grayish and then really white? So things like that is what I like to play around with. Now I can move it around and figure out where I want that really bright edge. And that's where you can get like this nice edge light. So let's say we turn, let's see which light. If we turn one of our lights off, if you use the spotlight, then you have a little more control on how the light hits that side. Go back to our view. See, we have it dark here and then a little bit light here. And then I might adjust these. You can adjust the other lights until you get something that you really like. I think that actually looks nice. I like when it's nice and when the fronts are nice and dark. So of course you can play with this forever and just get the lights hitting, but I like the lights coming from both sides. I like this light coming from above. And if I think this is a little too dark, then I could bring the lights over, but if I really like this, last but not least, oh, actually, let me turn on post-process. It might be a little bit easier to kind of see what I'm doing. Let me turn up the ambient occlusion, depth of field. Another thing that you do is turn back on the environment, but I like to lower the environment really low and then just bring it up just enough as sort of like a fill light. So I bring it up just enough to really do what I need, so it's not so dark. I'll go back to my view. And I think it's looking pretty good. So the only other thing that I can do now is I can figure out if I want that light on or off. I can always lower the intensity if I kind of like it, but I'm not sure. I can just lower the intensity. Of course, you can do that with all of your lights. That actually looks nice without it. So I'll lower the intensity on that a little bit. And this is just like dialing in like how I want everything to look. So you can audition. The intensity is 151. I like to remember what the intensity is in case I want to go back to it. So 151. I think this is the spotlight. That's the spotlight in the back. So for the spotlight in the back, let's see what happens if we lower the cone angle. So we can get it a little darker on the sides. Lower the intensity a little bit. So that was the light coming from here. I just lowered the intensity a bit. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. Now the last light, okay, that's the spotlight. And then I like to go through and just see what it looks like without, see if it looks better without any lights. I think it looks better without that. And this light, I think it looks okay. And I like that you can go back with the lights too, because I play with the lights so much that sometimes I will miss out on what I like. So I think this is actually, I think this looks the best. You know what, let's go to my view. And that's pretty much how I light everything, to be honest with you. This is how I would light a soft scene. It's pretty much how I light most of my scenes. What happened to my, oh yeah, this is my bright. Bring my lights back. Okay, this is the spotlight. Yeah, we'll put it back there. And also the materials make a big difference too. So for example, I think that looks pretty good. The materials really make a difference. I'll tap this square and I'll go to the different colors. So if I make it rough, you see there's a huge difference if it's rough and if it's not rough. So you have to pay attention to the roughness of your materials here. See, obviously this is very shiny, so there's just a big difference. But I think that's a decent setup. Hopefully that was helpful. A little bit more simple than the last one. Let's make everything, let's just have some fun and make everything, let's make everything a light yellow. We'll leave the sphere in the box and we'll make all of these, we'll simple merge them, and let's paint them all rougher. I usually like things that would be a little bit rougher. They just look a little bit more real. The ball, let's go ahead and make that shiny again by taking away the roughness. Paint. I think that looks pretty good. And again, I'll just go through some of these lights so you can sort of see the difference. It actually looks nicer with this light on now. I like it better with this light off. Definitely need that light. There we go. So again, that's pretty much how I do the lights. Hopefully that is helpful. And hopefully you like my little cube scene that I've made here. I don't think there's anything else I can do to make it more exciting. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. All right, so let me know if that was helpful. If you have anything else you want me to do, I do have a few projects that I want to work on when I get some time. So a couple more tutorials, but I really like lighting. I think things like this are fun. Even scenes like this, little little scenes, little random scenes like this, I think are fun to make. Also another thing, if you go in your camera, I don't know why always gets bumped up so much. I usually like keeping it around 10, so my shapes and everything don't look too weird. I don't know why that gets bumped up sometimes. Interesting. Maybe I can move this up, see what happens if I move it up. Okay, now I'm just playing around. I gotta go to bed. Oh, backdrop. Let's make all of these. I think boxes don't really look good if they're shiny. Though. Boxes look better matte. And the only thing is I feel like I still want this to be a little bit less intense. A little bit darker. Maybe just a little more on the wall. And this is very dark here. Let's turn the environment up a little bit. Oh, sometimes I rotate it by accident. I don't like these artifacts though. It's a bit strange. I'm not sure what's up with that. Ooh, that looks nice. This is one of the things that I like about that environment that I made. It has these really pretty circles like that. But sometimes it also takes playing around to sort of figure out exactly, what looks the best. But I definitely think this looks good. So let's save this. I think that'll be our winner. And I'll just export this I'll move it down here. It looks a bit strange. But I know how I can fix that. If I want to fix that, then I just have to go back to this light that I was just on. I just have to open up the cone angle. I can make it softer. Maybe turn the intensity up. Maybe bring it up a little higher too. Turn the environment up a little bit. All right, let's see what we get now. Okay, that looks a bit better. I must have this light off. Let's see. Oh, I know what else was kind of weird. I did have the ambient occlusion up very high. That affects like how the shadows will look when if it's a little too shadowy. Bring the intensity of this up a lot. Change the color a little bit. Oops. Can I not move this with my hand? Oh, yeah, you can. Oh man, this is 4K, isn't it? Sometimes I forget to change my video to 1080p. I'll save this one too. So yeah, this is going to be a doozy of a video. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.